Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I am going to be walking you through how to prep a client's nails ready for a full set. Whether you are going to be applying acrylics, gels, polygel or any other nail enhancement, we're going to walk through and demonstrate everything that you need to know and all the tools that you might need for this particular part of a service. So I'm just going to move my hand to the side, and first off I'm going to walk you guys through some of the tools that you might need in order to perform this service. So to start off with, of course, we're going to need some wipes. So I use the lint-free wipes from Glitter Planet. They come in packs of 500, and also you will need some sanitizing spray. So this is the Safe Scrub. It's also antibacterial and it dehydrates the nail as well. I do apologize, I'm just getting a few emails through, please try and ignore that. So we're going to need some sanitizing spray. We're also going to need Cuticle Pushers. So the Cuticle Pushers come in so many different styles, so many different kind of ones that you can use. I use a variety that we stock on the website. My favourites are the hoof pushers that are angled. I just love how they're just so easy to use. And then the scraper, I love the baby scraper as well for really getting into those sidewalls and removing dead skin and cuticle from the nails. So you'll need Cuticle Pushers, so whatever you have for that. You could also use the orangewood sticks as well if you have those available. So once we've pushed back our cuticles, you're also going to be needing some nippers to remove any dead skin, trim any excess kind of hangnails or skin that's overlapping onto the nail that's just going to be an issue when you come to apply your product. So these are the spring nippers, and they are just really fabulous, easy to use, not tough on the wrist or anything like that. You're also going to need some files and buffers, so don't mind these, I have used them on my practice hands, they've not been used on clients. So these are the 180 grit file, the zebra file, and this is the 180 grit buffer. So you're going to need those as well. This can be for taking down length, preparing the natural nail, and then this can also be for removing that shine from the natural nail without causing any like harsh scratches to the nail plate. So now I've gone through everything, let's move all of that out of the way, and I'm just going to show you some alternative kind of product or e-file bits that you could use as well for the preparation process. So I like to use the mandrel bit, and we have two types of files, two types of sanding bits that you could use to prepare the nails. We have the 240 fine grits, those are the purple ones, and then we have the zebra bits in the 180, so you could use both of those styles on our easy off mandrel bit to prepare the nails, so that's an option there. And then I'm going to talk you guys through some other cuticle bits as well that I do love and enjoy using. So let me grab my bit buddy. So I love our round diamond bit, absolutely stunning. Don't worry if I'm going through a lot, this video is going to be packed with information. If there is anything you're unsure of or any products you want to see, I'll link them in the description box so you can check them out. So this is our carbide cuticle bit in the fine grit. You don't want to apply any pressure with this. You're just gently moving and tickling away that skin. We also have our Cuticle Clean Bit. This one's a little bit like the carbide bit that I just showed you guys, but it's just a little bit more delicate and gentle. I also have two over here on my e-file as well. We have the pear bit, which is extra fine. Oops. The pear bit and the ball bit as well, the diamond ball bit. I've just as well arranged some brand new bits to come in. They're going to be a few weeks, but I'm excited for that. So yeah. Anyway, let's move into the demonstration process for this video. Let me make sure I'm zoomed in for this bit. I'm just going to pop out my white paper towel and we're going to come in. So first off, you want to make sure that your client has washed their hands. I mean, imagine if your client comes in, they've been eating food, the fingers are a bit greasy and dirty. It's okay using a sanitizer, that's going to get some of that kind of grime away, but there's nothing like, you know, washing your hands at the sink to make sure that they are really, really clean. And it's just good hygiene as well. So I've saturated my pad with the Safe Scrub, and I'm just coming in and really giving those natural nails and cuticle areas a nice good cleanse and scrub. And what this is going to do, the Safe Scrub, is remove any oils, any dirt, and just prepare those nails for the service. That was quite hilarious. So next, after that, what we're going to do is going to come in with our Cuticle Pusher. So I'm just coming in, we're going to push back these cuticles, make sure that we are lifting away from the nail plate. We don't want to push super hard and end up damaging the skin, because some of this skin can be quite solidly attached to the nail and doesn't move away easy. Just gentle motions. If you find that it's not coming away from that skin, what you can do is apply a cuticle remover. Hint hint, we will be having one coming. I've been working on this for a while. I'm excited for it. Again, I tell you all these things about new products, but they do take a while to kind of develop and bring to sale, so this is a really sneak peek. But yeah, you can apply a cuticle remover. There's a lot on the market already, but we will be bringing one just to soften that skin. So yeah, you're going to come in, gently push back all these cuticles, moving that skin away from the nail plate and just trying to lift it up. You don't want to hurt your client at this point, so it's always good to check in just to make sure everything all right for you. Are you fine? Is everything comfortable? Do you know, if you feel like you're pushing or having to do a little bit of work, keep your client in the know. It's good for them to know these things. It's good for them to know what you're doing in the service. So after using this hoof end, you can either flip round to the angled side, which is more of a scraper. So when you have dead cuticle and skin that's grown onto the nail plate and we need to remove that, we're going to come in and we are going to lightly scrape around, and it's just going to remove that dead skin that's basically keratinized and grown down the nail plate and has just become excess that doesn't need to be there. So we're going to do that and work on all of the nails. At this point as well, whilst you are doing this preparation, it's the most important part. You want to make sure that your client is not moving the hands off the desk. So no phones, no getting food, nothing like that, no touching the hair, no wiping or leaning on their hands whilst they're sat at your desk, because all that's going to do is undo all of the work that you are doing. Now, if you felt like you had some harder spots to get into, you can always come in with the baby scraper. Absolutely love this tool. It is, look at that, it's just fabulous, nice and sharp, really great at removing that excess cuticle that's grown down the nail. Okay, so next step, after you've pushed back the cuticles, you can either come in with your 180 grit file, start buffing that nail nice and gentle and carefully. If your client has any length, you can also take that down at this point. You don't want to kind of apply a nail tip over the top of a really long natural nail, because you might get some separation if your client hasn't already oiled and taken care of those prior to the service. So yeah, the next step is to prepare this nail. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to use the 240. I generally switch between the 240 and the 180, so it's whatever you feel kind of, you know, comfortable with. Both of them are going to get the job done. If I can open these up. Yep. Just going to take one out. I'm going to close up that tub. And we're just going to, it's just going to slide on super easy, because this is the easy off bit. You can remove and get these on so well. it's like the best. So I'm just going to turn on my e-file, and all we're going to do is gently buff the shine off the surface of the nail, and this is just going to promote adhesion. It doesn't need to have any pressure, and we don't need to be staying in one area for a long time. We are just simply removing that shine. So we're going to do that on all of the nails, using the barrel, going across the centre, coming down the sides. And using an e-file just makes it so much quicker, but if you do not feel comfortable with an e-file, don't feel bad about it. I didn't use one for years on clients until I felt that I was really, really comfortable. So just because somebody else is using one doesn't mean that you have to, and it doesn't mean you have to kind of force yourself to do it. Do it when you feel confident, or don't do it at all. I know so many nail techs as well that don't use an e-file and they just hand file. And some clients don't like an e-file. They might have gone to a nail tech that wasn't correctly trained, that didn't do a great job. I mean, I've had clients sit in my chair and tell me, wow, you didn't hurt me. I'm like, yeah, it's not meant to hurt. You're coming for your nails done. You're coming for a really nice, relaxing service. So obviously they've been kind of like traumatized as such when going to nail techs that aren't just quite there, haven't either given themselves the education, haven't practiced, or just are a little bit careless. And that is, I'm not saying that in a mean way, I'm just saying that I've had clients that have had bad experiences, and it just puts them off altogether, like it really, really does. I'm just going to leave the thumb out for this demo. So I'm going to change my bit over now. So I'm going to move over, I'm going to pop that back into my bit buddy, and then we're going to come in and really prepare that cuticle area. So I love the carbide bit, which is the more kind of one with a higher, coarser grit than the Cuticle Clean, but for this video I am going to come in with our Cuticle Clean. Can you see it's just got those gentle edges, and we're just going to switch that on. And all you're going to do with this bit is work from one side wall all the way up and round. Now at this point as well, you will see that some dry cuticle or cuticle that's grown down where you've pushed it back, and also now that you are working with your e-file, you'll see that it's lifting away from the nail. So don't worry about that, that's good. Although you don't want to be going like this underneath this area. That would be really, really painful and uncomfortable. So you do want to manage where you are working that e-file. The next step after this is going to be to trim away the excess cuticle that you've lifted up from the nail plate, and that's what's going to give us a really, really nice cuticle area. So next I'm going to swap my bit over, and I'm going to be swapping to the diamond ball bit. So I'm going to pop that back into my bit buddy. Oh, I've picked up two. Picked up the removal bit, we don't need that. So I'm using the diamond ball bit. I'm just going to place that in. I'm going to switch that on, and what this is going to do in effect is push back the cuticle. So with this bit we're going to work partially on the nail but partially on the skin as well, and it's a very gentle bit. It's not going to hurt, it's not going to do anything, you can barely feel it. All it's doing is working to push away that skin and really neaten up that area. So you're going to work this from one side to the other again on your client, one side to the other, all the way around, just lifting and neatening up that area to give us a nice uniformed cuticle. And then you can take a look back. So you're going to look at your cuticles, make sure everything is great. So you can see here there is a little bit of a wonky one. If that was a live client, I would come back in with my pusher and then my bit process again, just to make sure that I've got everything as I want it and really, really uniformed. That's why when you look at these nails and they are beautifully constructed and have a really nice cuticle area, it's not because they're good at applying the product, although they are. It's also that they've taken this time within the prep work to, you know, get everything absolutely spot on to how you want it. Excuse me. So the next step is to come in with our nippers. So we're going to use our nippers, and what you're going to do is trim away. I'm not going to cut my practice hand, but we're going to go ahead and trim away that excess cuticle that you've lifted up. Any hangnails at the side, any little bits, we're going to go all the way around, and we're going to nip all that skin away. Once we've done that, we can come in. I do usually have some of our little scrubby nail brushes. I'll link them down below if you are interested. And all I'll do is I'll spray my client's hand with the Safe Scrub, because we're going to get rid of all that dust, and I will then use the scrub brush and I will scrub away all that dust, get into the side walls and all of that. So imagine I've already done that, and then I'm going to come in with a lint-free wipe and really get up in there and scrub those nails so that we are getting into all the crevices, removing all of that dust from the cuticle area. I'm really just taking that extra step to make sure that when we apply the nails, they are going to be lasting. They are going to look absolutely bomb, and it's going to be just the prettiest preparation ever. Okay, so now we have done that, we can go ahead and do our tip application. So that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this beginner's guide to nail prep. Now, like I said, if you didn't have the e-file, don't worry about it. Let me turn my hand and bring down the thumb. So if you didn't have your e-file, you can come in. This is an unprepped nail so far. Right, you're going to come in with your 180 grit file. We're going to remove that shine. I'm going to work from one side to the side wall. I'm going to turn the file over, and we're going to work down the other side, just removing that shine gently on the nail. You're going to get your nail file with the corner, and you're going to come in like this and really get into the side walls. Make sure that you are getting right in there, preparing all of that nail surface. You don't want to miss any out, because that's going to leave it open to lifting and product issues and the longevity of the set. So once we've done that and you've got all of those areas, what you can come in with is our Cuticle Stone. So these are the Cuticle Stones. We sell them as individuals or as a multi-pack of 5, and think of this as a pumice stone for skin, but this one is for your nail plate. And all you're going to do is work this tip right up into those side walls, around the cuticle and down. Now this is a porous product, which means that it is suggested that you only use a single piece per client. So what you can do is make up like little boxes or little, you know, packets or pouches for your clients where they have their own nail file, their own cuticle stone, and everything is just theirs that gets used in that for the disposable items, because you can use these items, you know, a few times, but you don't want to use them across each client. So you wouldn't use the same cuticle stone on, you know, 2 clients, because that's just going to be cross contamination. So it is important as well to be clean. But yeah, that's how you would do it with no e-file. Oh gosh. So yeah, that's it guys. I really hope you've enjoyed watching. Hopefully this video went into enough depth for you guys, and that you learned something and just had fun. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, share it, leave me a comment down below, and I hope you stick around for part 2, where we will be applying the nail tips to our client and also a clear base. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and as always, please remember that you are bomb.com, lit as fuck, and don't ever let anybody tell you any different, because you've got this and I love you. Mwah. Bye.